had of it, I thought looked really well, and it was, you know, it functions the way we want it to. Just the $1 million, the $2 million bridges to me seems out of range with the budgeting purposes that we have right now. That, you know, some are spoken for at this time. It's, you know, some are not. Some are going to be a surprise at the cost. You know, we still got to do the Nancy Drive, and that's got to be that right there has to be priority for us. And until we get some of that taken care of, I can't see moving ahead to $1 million or $2 million bridges.
If you focus on just the one bridge, the only money in the engineering costs that I've spoken of that you will reduce is the initial $18,000. The rest of the other two reports will remain the same because the same amount of work has to be done on them.
And I never was really clear about that, but would you, what's the difference in schematic design and the construction design? If we're talking about, if we picked a bridge and we got it reduced by a third, would that not move forward to an engineering design? That would be the last and final step, which would make it a two-step process instead of a three?
The schematic design includes technical drawings of the top and side view of the bridge, of the chosen bridge. The plan will be defined, the geographic position would be profiled, info on how wide and how tall would be provided, and all the items that go into the project would be identified without specific detail. The construction documents are the final plans, the elevations, the sections, the details and specifications from which to use to build the project. How to mix the cement. So they're both important entities. Unfortunately, the information that you folks had to read ahead of time is a little, it's been changed, it's a little outdated now. I have talked to Mr. Sparks and gotten additional information since then.
It seems like the schematic design, and I'm not an engineer, so I don't know, but it seems like before in the past projects we've done, schematic design and construction design is all done in one engineering package. That's what I don't understand the difference in these two.
He broke it out for me. He could combine it, but it would cost you $75,000 instead of $35,000 and then $40,000.
So if you wanted to, the approval you're looking for is to get the process started. Is there a minimum amount we can move forward with to say, let's say just to take a look at it? I mean, obviously, if we did a third of 16,000, that'd be a lot less than 16,000. At least
it's 18,000 because we're looking at 3 plans. I'm sorry, again,
16.
your slides are outdated.
All right,
18,000 for 3 different bridge types. I did not ask him what one bridge type would cost.
Right.
Yes, Councilman.
Is there anyone else that you have considered in comparing prices with as far as the engineering study? I know y'all are not a part of the city or committee that's part of the city, so you don't have to do bids, but I just wonder if you've done any comparison
Have we gone to
prices
any
up
other
to
engineer? No, I haven't. I know that KSA engineer did a report for the 4B tax committee in 2011, so there's a possibility that they could give you a bid.
Well, not for me, but I'm just talking about from your aspect and
No, we have
you.
not approached other engineers.
Councilman Jones has a question.
From the preliminary design and schematic design, is that the point where you submit it to the state for as the bid package? Or do you have to have the construction
Through the
document?
construction documents.
You have to have the construction document completed before you submit it for the grant?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes,
So you'd have to commit to the whole ball.
93,000, yeah.
Unless we can get them down to one design and save a little money there. I was on the 4B committee and we studied the bridges a lot, and about the only thing we backed off on, the reason was because of the cost. We were looking at $600,000 or $800,000 to build a bridge, and we'd have to eat all of that. And that was about the time when we lost a lot of our sales tax revenue because of the oil and gas disappeared. But one document that I managed to pull up out of the archives was an action plan for 2000 to 2003 developed by the the citizens of this community. And there's a bunch of names in the back that these people aren't even alive anymore. One of them is. But it was economic development, and the goal statement was to increase the tax base through a variety of economic development programs and draw new industry. We're working on that all the time. Develop the downtown area potential, including the Biloxi Riverwalk, Town Square, and Courthouse Park. Well, including that, they wanted to rebuild one of the low water dams down there. Now, this is also in conjunction with, they wanted a water plan for the whole county. And in that interim period, we built the lake out there, we built the weir, we've got a reservoir down there where we pump water up, of course, to the reservoir. So all that got incorporated. This has been a pretty good document to see our progress and what we've planned out. To develop the downtown, I'm in favor of a bridge down there. And I would dare say to think that the Guard Trail property that's been developed in there for housing right now, which is adding to our property values, wouldn't have been built down there if we didn't have a riverwalk. I'm just thinking that. And you may have put it down there anyway, but it certainly adds to the value of their housing development. So would it add actually money to our downtown or to our coffers because of increased traffic? No, but we've been doing a lot of things right in Glen Rose as far as bringing people here for the last 30 years. And this is just one more gem. I think we could certainly risk a little bit of money to see if we can get the grant money and finish it out.
Item number 2.